Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talent. Every challenge I overcome. Low-key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm hitting in business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, but that would be dumb cause there's no competition. I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'm going to be doing the weekly astrology for September 8th to the 14th, starting with Monday, Moon in Pisces. So, Pisces rules the 12th house, is ruled by Neptune. And so whenever we're looking at Pisces, we always have to look at where Neptune is, Neptune is in Aries. And 12th house is things that are happening behind the scenes, in your bedroom, behind closed doors, in private. These are also emotions, dreams, your sleep, sign, symbol, synchronicity, faith. And so I feel like you might oversleep on Monday if you have to work, or you could be like super like sleepy or drained throughout the morning. I would really pay attention to the dreams, especially seeing as we're just coming out of the Pisces lunar eclipse. There could be some messages in your dreams. This could also really just be bad weather, to be honest. I'd be careful for car accidents because Pisces squares Uranus and Gemini. Gemini is the ruler of the third house. This is cars, short distance travel, your daily routine, or your daily route that you take to work. Errands, busyness, and Uranus can be like electric shocking surprises around these things. So it could even be something to do with the car, some car issues that kind of delays you and makes you late. And Saturn, with Saturn back in Pisces, this could also be just a lot of reflecting on past issues that might be preventing you from moving towards the North Node. So Pisces being in the North Node, which is your destiny and where you're trying to move forward towards, you could experience a lot of delays, confusion, fogginess, lack of clarity around these particular themes of moving forward and moving towards your destiny, or things that you're trying to get past, get through, get over, get out of. It could be a negative mindset, but a victim mindset, or, just not feeling really good about yourself. And you might notice there's a lot of those feelings coming in due to the need to clear up the past, something from the past, letting go of old sleep patterns, old thought processes, bad habits, vices, things that really prevent you from moving forward. This could also be like drugs, addictions, overindulging in those things that are preventing you from moving forward or towards your destiny, or achieving some kind of goal. And so a lot of this energy is about releasing and letting go any bad habits, blockages, or old patterns that aren't allowing you to move forward. And then later in the day, the moon will enter Aries, which gives us a little bit more energy. And the moon will also conjunct Saturn. Neptune and Aries. Sorry, not Saturn, Neptune, because Saturn is officially back in Pisces. But I mean, they can be conjunct, but um, this is about taking responsibility for the things that aren't working out in your life, right? Getting some clarity around what needs to change. And this could be through health issues, or just drama, conflict, things that are coming up in your life because they're asking you again to resolve past issues, so that you can move forward. So working through your differences, doing some journaling, writing, talking to a therapist, or somebody that you trust that gives good advice, getting some journaling, like self-work workbooks, and working through those types of things. This could also just be self-care, right? Resting, relaxing, getting a pedicure, Pisces rules the feet, getting a massage, taking a hot bath, and using some kind of natural herbs and things of that nature to help you relax and kind of get in tune with yourself. This could also just be binge watching your favorite TV show, putting your feet up, not doing much, trying to stay out the drama, but not as an escape, but as a I'm healed. I don't really have time for this. If people aren't going to have adult conversations and come up with some conflict resolutions, I don't want anything to do with it. But with compassion and understanding that there are some people who are really going through some things, but you can't help them. They have to learn their own lessons. They have to get through these things on their own. It could be stuff like that, where you're just kind of surrendering to the fact that you might not have all the answers, or you have your own stuff that you have to work through, and you can't really help others as much as maybe you might want to. And mostly because these people might be in a lower vibration or very toxic. Um, and so you're making a decision to say, you know what, that's something they got to work through. I love you, I appreciate you, but I'm gonna send you some healing vibes from a distance. All right. And then Tuesday, the moon's still in Aries. So you'll have a lot more energy when you get up Tuesday morning for sure. You might get a lot more done today than you did yesterday. Um, but again, there can be some kind of conflict here, um, because the moon will oppose Mars in Libra, and Mars is like conflict, fighting, arguing, disagreements. And it's not really happy in Libra. So that adds to the conflict or the lack of ability to compromise Libra, um, have difficult conversations, or resolve issues. It could be a little combative, even passive aggressive. And this can cause frustrations to other people again, because they might feel like, you're intentionally trying to piss them off when you really might not be. Again, you're just like, you know what, I can't help you. You're not talking, you're yelling at me, you're calling me out of my name, you're being rude, you're being disrespectful. There's a difference. If we can't sit down and have an adult conversation, come together, be honest with each other about what issues need to be resolved. And also knowing that sometimes it's not about resolving the issue, but just like, I agree to disagree, especially if you have some kind of plans going on, or you're trying to work through something. If you're living with somebody and you're um, trying to come together to make the house more balanced, or stable or reliable in some kind of way, or make some kind of like routine within the home. and you might have people who are not in accordance with what it is you're looking for. And again, this doesn't just have to be at home. This could be with family matters, love relationships, family relationships, um, work, whatever kind of goals you have going on. School, if you're in school, something you're trying to learn or study, whether it be, a skill, um, a field of study, or again, yourself, working through something with yourself, some kind of emotional imbalance that you're trying to resolve. Whatever the problem is or issue is, doesn't matter. It depends on where this is in your chart. That will give you a little bit more information to know how this might be playing out for you. Um, and then the moon will trine Venus and Leo. Now, this is going to give us some support because trines are positive aspects. And wherever Venus is, Venus brings support. She wants people to reconcile their differences and come to some kind of middle ground. And Leo is ruled by the fifth house, and the sun in Virgo. We also have to look at the sun in Virgo. So this could very much be about work or somebody with health issues, a partner with health issues, or just dealing with health issues in general. Because the moon is in Aries, this could be about a work routine that you're trying to establish, but you're finding it hard to keep up the daily routine because you have other things going on and there's not enough time in the day. So this could even be about getting more structured and detailed about how you structure your day, and writing that down somewhere where you can see it, or set an alarm so that it reminds you, and really making the time for it, all the things that you have to do in one day, but putting it in some kind of um, planner in some way. But Leo is love, romance, fun, play, dating, your dating life, your sex life, your casual sex life, children. This could be something about sports, or again, just being active, becoming a leader, being a leader, your self-expression and how you present yourself to the world, or doing some kind of like a road trip, trying to accomplish, visiting places or doing things, or going out to places that you've never really been, but you've always wanted to go, right? And so anything to do around those themes, there could be some support there as a way to kind of, again, move past the differences that people aren't agreeing with you on. So you might be doing some things on your own or with your children, when you might rather be a little social, or doing them with your friends or perhaps a family member, but people got stuff going on, and it could be a little frustrating, or delays, or you're finding that you have to put it to the side, or again, just do it by yourself. And then the moon will square Jupiter and Cancer. And so this could be big emotional overreactions and drama with family. Tension, frustration, fighting, arguing. Or you're just taking action towards home and family matters. Whatever this is that's coming up for you. It might not be fighting and arguing with for everybody. It could also just be like you're studying your family lineage or history or bloodline, DNA. Again, if this is health issues, it could be like, well, finding out more information about whether or not something runs in the family, things of that nature. It could be a parent that's sick, and you're taking care of them, nurturing them, or making room for them in your home, or having to move to that parent's home. Or again, it's just something else that's being added to the schedule that's like, I have to now make room for visiting the nursing home, perhaps where my parent is being taken care of, to check in on them on a regular basis. It could be stuff like that. Or you're moving, or you're doing some renovations in the home, and there's delays or frustrations. People aren't showing up on time. You have to reschedule because something else is going on, or there's money issues and you have to reschedule, or things are delayed or pushed back, or, things of that nature could be coming up big time with that particular transit. But nonetheless, even though it is a square and that's adding to the frustration, arguments, and lack of ability to get things done, it's still positive, right? Because maybe you needed to move from a home that, it just didn't feel like home anymore. So you moved, but it might come with some kind of frustration. You might be buying a home, um, or becoming an empty nester, or children are coming back from school or leaving to go to school. Um, Again, it's going to be different for everybody. And then Wednesday, you kind of get that same energy from Tuesday all throughout the morning. And then later in the day, the moon enters Taurus, which kind of helps us slow down a little bit and get a little bit more grounded. Um, the things that you're working on, you might have some resistance to it because Taurus energy is a fixed energy. It could be a little stubborn. Um, so making changes that you need to change could be like, I don't really want to be bothered at the moment. But really, I think on a deeper level, what's happening is that we're not being allowed to move forward because there are some things from the past that we have to take care of before we can move forward. Whenever we're in eclipse season, there's always some strong indicators of wrapping up karma, old karma, past karma, old issues that don't align with where you're trying to go now or in the future. And so that can cause some frustration, doubts, sadness, disappointment, not feeling worthy, again, lack. And the sun in Virgo will conjunct the South Node in Virgo. And the South Node is also about the past, or it's like skills, patterns, habits that we've, whether you believe in past lives or not, that we've gained or used or have brought into this lifetime from a past life, or again, just skills that you've gained in patterns that you've gained from, early childhood up until now that, again, in some way are no longer serving you. It's like a safe space, things that you might go back to because it's comfortable, because it. It's, it doesn't take much to get it done, but it wants us to break free from those so that we can evolve and grow. So there might be some discord or shakeups or unexpected, shocking things that arrive to help us get out of that safe space and take some kind of a risk, because Virgo is square Uranus and Gemini. And so there will be some challenges. It's very mercurial, but again, it's just trying to help us evolve in whatever new endeavors are trying to come into our lives at this time. This also gives us the chance to heal in order to make the changes that we need to, because those things could be keeping us back, holding us back, as well as the lack of forgiveness, closure, making amends, or going on some kind of healing journey where, again, we don't see people's problems, issues, stressors, disagreements, arguments, frustrations as victims, low vibrational people, narcissistic people love using that word. And I'm not going to take away from it. These things could be very real. These assumptions that people are making about people or what they're seeing, when you label it in the 3D realm, they're very real, low vibrational situations. But when you're on your healing journey, you look at it from a higher perspective. You're able to step away from the situation and look at the bigger picture, like with all this shit going on in the world, who wouldn't, you know, um, be like that? Or, with everything that this particular person has gone through, why wouldn't they? You just have a deeper understanding, but you don't have to try to fix them either. It's their journey, it's their lesson. So you have to step back and say, you know what? Do you? I'm going to continue doing me, but I have to heal because it could be painful, it could be sad, it could be hurtful. To see somebody that you love and care about go through something that you can't help them get through, or that you're moving on and you're doing better, you're elevating, you're living your best life and accomplishing your goals, and you would rather those people come with you, but a lot of them ain't going to make the cut. And that's sad, it could be depressing. And you might feel like you really don't want to leave those people behind, but it's a necessary evil. And so there could be a lot of those emotions going on at this time. Um, this could be a really good time to cook a healthy, good meal. Or again, taking your vitamins, minerals, attending to your health, your self-care, using more natural products, um, working out more, making sure you get good sleep, and having a very structured, detail-oriented day, to make sure that you're getting all the things that you want to get done. And then Thursday, the moon will trine Mercury and leave Virgo. um, this could be like money things coming up, having healthier spending habits. So setting a budget, saving more, or getting some kind of side hustle, starting some kind of side hustle, to help bring in more income, or a second job. Um, or maybe perhaps you're saving up for a big ticketed item, like, a boat, a house, um, a TV, something expensive, that you wouldn't get on a regular basis, and something you might have to save up to. This could just be having more money to invest in more healthier products. They tend to be more expensive. You might not be able to get them right around the corner. And so you have to do a lot more deliveries, which adds to the pricing. I mean, there are so many different ways that this could be playing out, but essentially, that's what setting a budget up is all about. This could be about meal prep, um, you know, not eating out as much, um, and things of that nature, just a healthier living. This could also be like mental breaks, breathing exercises, um, or organizing your home, decluttering your home. This could be about detoxing, organizing your workspace. This could be a lot of changes at work going on, people losing their jobs, um, having to find a new job, um, or having to go get some kind of skill to up level in their job, or to get a raise, doing some kind of training to get better pay, better job, more money. Um, and then Virgo is like services. Maybe you need a babysitter and you're using some babysitting service, to help pick up your kids after school, or maybe it's just family and you're paying a family member to help you out. Um, or you need somebody to clean your house, or again, maybe it's somebody coming into your home to help take care of your parents, or a sick parent or a sick relative. Um, little things like that. Maybe you have your own business and you need to hire more people or hire outside services to help you delegate the day-to-day things for your business. Little things like that. These are all the things that can kind of be um, needing to be done at this time, that people are trying to take care of or figure out how they're going to take care of. Um, Also pets, pet issues, doctor's appointments, catching up on those things, be careful for your pets if you have them. Or there could be something like on the world stage coming out about some kind of pet food recall that's making pets sick. This could also be recalls on medications and, the stuff going on with the pandemic, even though that was like a long time ago, but still, this could be something coming up about how bad those things were. And there's a call to stop doing those things that might cause bigger issues where people now don't trust the health system. Right. And so they don't want to go to the hospital. They don't want to make doctor's appointments. They don't want to take the medication. They're stopping their drug addictions. They're letting go of their bad habits, because some kind of information is coming out on the world stage in some way, shape, or form that's like, oh, the fuck? Like, I've been doing this for years. What if that's causing some of my health issues, or again, a parent's health issues, or even issues with children, and pediatrics and all those kinds of things. We could just be hearing a lot of information that's like, you know, I knew it. Because I know a lot of people don't do that shit anyways, but getting that clarification was like, I'm so glad I never even mess with them folks. And so again, that leads to more of a need for these kind of healthier products, more natural products, healthier food, better eating habits, and things of that nature, that becomes, a global change. This could be another health pandemic, or a pandemic, I hate to say that, or some kind of health crisis, for sure. Or again, this is like doctors, nurses, hospitals, doctors' offices, people losing their jobs there, or some kind of issue around some kind of human resource issue, a public service issue that becomes some really big legal lawsuit or something like that. Um, Especially with pharmaceuticals, I can see that being a big issue. We could be finding out that some of them doctors was giving those people all them drugs, because I know a lot of them heavy ass drugs. Some of them people got access to. You can't just get that out in the street, and so there could be some like huge information coming out about, the drug epidemic and how it's related to doctors giving out these prescriptions for these things, or even the process in which they do it or how they're handling it is just, it's not helping anymore. And it's becoming a bigger public issue. Um, and then the sun in Virgo will sextile Jupiter in Cancer. And so this could represent positive changes. You might be more positive about the future and setting some real strong foundational things in place to handle those, or to keep those positive things going. Um, and then Friday, um, pretty much that same energy is coming through strong. all throughout the morning, and then later in the day, the moon will enter into Gemini. And so definitely more chatty, more busy, more social, running errands, getting things done, really tending to again, your daily routines. Um, I feel like traffic can be a mess. Again, be mindful of car accidents. And this is also going to trine Pluto and Aquarius retrograde. And so we're revamping our social life, how we socialize with others, who we socialize with. So again, there's still a lot of releasing and letting go of old social patterns, old friends. Um, Again, maybe it's because you're moving. So old neighborhoods where you come from. Um, you're growing and evolving, so there's something that you might not relate to energetically anymore or align with energetically anymore, that's shifting and changing on a pretty grand scale. And again, I hate to say this because Pluto is a generational planet. Uranus is a generational planet, so this could be more global. I really hope this isn't another pandemic, but it damn well could be. Or some kind of health crisis or issue that stops us from socially interacting with others for the safety of our health. Um, I really hope it's not that, but this could be another indicator that something like that happens. Hopefully it's not in no damn school where they're eating bad food and then we can't send the kids to school. It could be something like that. Um, hmm. This could be something, some news or information coming out around uh from our public safety and government. Again, something about health here could be a pretty big deal, especially because Mercury in Virgo is going to sextile Jupiter in Cancer. Hmm. Some major news headline around some kind of health or public safety issue or issues. Hmm. I mean, either way, this is a really good time to learn, study, read, write, journal, maybe going for a walk, riding your bike, being more active in that way. Um, hmm. Be careful for over promising and under delivering. Yeah. And then Saturday, Mercury will conjunct the sun, which in astrology is also known as a cazimi. And that just means that the Mercury is kind of being burnt up by the sun or overshadowed or overpowered by the sun because it's so close. Another name that we call it in astrology is combust, you know. And so the sun highlights, it illuminates. And so this could be some bringing some mental clarity, or again, some kind of news can come out um, that initiates some kind of change that we have to make in our social life or how we communicate. This could be letting go of habits, healing health issues, um, letting go of overthinking and feeling like things have to be perfect. Um, but on a global level, I really hope this isn't another pandemic. Or it's like more layoffs or something like that. This could also be people going back to work because they were laid off, but people are asking them to come back to work. Um, or it could just be changes at the government saying, look, this isn't healthy, this isn't good for us no more. We have to make these changes in our health, and we're demanding, that these changes be made in grocery stores, again, doctors' offices, and things of that nature. That would be interesting. Um, Sunday, the moon still in Gemini. There can be some technological issues, outages, car issues, causing delays with the morning traffic. There could be difficulty communicating, calls dropping, internet issues. Um, and then the moon will enter Cancer. We're obviously going to be a little bit more sensitive or private with moon in Cancer. It's also home here, so spending time with family, being at home, chilling, relaxing, cooking, eating, laughing, watching movies. It's a great typical Sunday energy here, getting laundry done, preparing for the next week, um, things of that nature. Because Jupiter is there, it could be some kind of celebration. If you got birthdays coming up or graduations or some kind of completing some kind of training certificate program, it could be something like that, or just a milestone or milestones or initiations. Somebody's getting older, somebody's reaching an age of maturity, um, or you're just seeing the growth and development in family members' behaviors. The family's growing, these are more babies coming in, people in your family having babies, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, in-laws. This could be marriages, or again, people are just moving in together, uh, making things official in that kind of way. Things of that nature can be going on here on Sunday. I like, I like the way we end the week. I mean, I don't think it's a bad week overall. I think it's a positive thing that we have going on here, but there's some, frustrations that are coming with a lot of these changes that are being asked of us right now, but it's to help us evolve and grow so that we can, make these new changes that all these newer energies and transits are trying to help us grow and evolve into. So, as usual, fam, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.